Okay. Hey, welcome back to the Random Film. I'm your host, RavenWood, and here is the book that we'll be reading tonight, or I will be reading. Hopefully, you'll be following along. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the also strange case of me forgetting to. Whoops, wrong one, wrong button. Wait, what is this? Oh, okay, odd choice. They put it in a separate tab. That's odd. Okay. I didn't need that tab it on. Let's see if I can push this a little bit further. Beyond. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. And then just sit this little. Oh, no. Well, maybe. Actually, yeah. Oh, okay. Sit this right here. This is a little tray. A little food tray. There we go. And what's on the plate here, you cannot see it at this angle, but I can. Oh, on lasagna. I'll be having some lasagna tonight. I know I don't normally eat on streams, but then again, I don't normally stream, so haha, take that. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, everything says it's excellent. I don't know why they chose to put it in a separate tab. But it's not just any lasagna. No, it is the one, the only burnt Olive Garden lasagna. Yeah, I know. This was either Olive Garden's mistake for burning the food, or the customer's mistake for burning the food. Because I don't know how they I don't know why it's slightly burnt. It's not completely burnt, mind you. It's not completely burnt. Oh gosh, dang it. Oh, come on. Okay, good. Okay. I thought it was going to be something horrible. Sorry. But no, it's my cousin Tyler and his date. His girlfriend is went to the ball game. Oh wow. Adding the Parmesan cheese definitely tastes good. That's interesting. Didn't know that would work. Okay. This will be an eating stream. I know. I usually bring drinks to the stream. But no, I'm eating. And I'll be reading. Speaking of reading, let's continue reading The Remarkable Incident, the Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But for this chapter, we'll be reading The Remarkable Incident of Mr. Lyon. The remarkable one. But before I continue, again, this has not been completed yet, but it will be. We're over halfway. By the looks of it, over halfway through, but it's still a spaceship. I'll eventually get him to go over here and complete this task, or I could just do it for him. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No. Anyways, This is interesting. Lasagna. It's been a long time since I had Olive Garden lasagna. Always tastes good. A lot of people exaggerate and say, like, only the breadsticks taste good, or only the garlic sticks or whatever taste good. And I say, that's on them. It must be like different chefs in their area. Or not enough talent. Then again, I will have to say, it's a bad job if if part of it's burnt. Mm. But the rest of the food's good. So I know this is cold. I have to get another napkin. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me put this here. Put this here. There. Wow. Anyways, where was I? Yes. Okay. Streaming's good. Blah blah blah. I'm on my. Okay, it says here I'm streaming. That's actually more of a stop. I don't want to connect to my devices. Okay. Let's get right into it. Okay, so what happened was, so far, Dr. Jekyll. No. Dr. Jekyll was confronted by the lawyer, and is like, "Hey, okay, so I still want you to like, protect him at all costs, you know." Promise me, protect him. And he's like, all right, I'll protect him. All right. The main character is like, I'll protect him. Because he's a lawyer, right? Make sure my will goes through. And you're like, all right. I mean, he seems a strange fellow, but please, Kim, please make sure everything goes well. All right. Then he has like a bad dream about like Mr. Hyde. He's like, I'll have to do something about him eventually, you know? Or it was the dream that happened first? But anyways, he thinks he doesn't trust Mr. Hyde, right? Obviously. Despite the fact his friend, Dr. Jekyll, is like, boy. And then Mr. Hyde murders someone. Brutally. Folds them. Triple KO this poor old man. A witness saw it and everything. And then they all knew, like, okay, it's Mr. Hyde. And then they went to Mr. Hyde, no, sorry. The main character, Mr. Utterson investigated Hyde's place. It's abysmal. And he finds the cane, the broken cane that was used on the mangled person, right? The mangled corpse. And so They can't find Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde's missing. Even the police officer is looking for him. So they don't know what happened to him. And then Dr. Jekyll was again informed about Mr. Hyde. And he's like, no! I'm sad. What has happened to my what has happened to my poor Mr. Hyde? You know? Well, not like that, but like he's obviously torn to pieces about it. He's like, dang. Oh no, what am I gonna do? What? Please get him out of my sight. So the main character, Mr. Utterson, will try to find Mr. Hyde, but the remarkable incident of Dr. Lanyon will happen first. Time ran on. Thousands of Time ran on. Thousands of pounds were offered in reward for the death of Sir Danvers was presented as a public injury. But Mr. Hyde had disappeared out of the ken of the police as though he had never existed. Much of his past was unearthed, indeed, and all disreputable. Tales came out of the man's cruelty, at once so callous and violent, all of his vile life and his strange associates, of the hatred that seemed to have surrounded his career, but of his present whereabouts, not a whisper. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of scratching this beard. I'm kind of doing the no shave Vember thing, sort of, but I ended up cheating. Oh well. But I had to shave. I just didn't feel like it was worth keeping the mustache. I had a mustache going on. I had like some sideburns going on. I had under chin / neck hair going on here, so it's just like it's ticklish, especially the mustache area. I just didn't like it. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna break the rules. I have to. Like the mustache has got to go. The sideburns have got to go. The hair here has got to go. The little underlip stubble or whatever has got to. Well, it didn't have to go, but like I wanted it gone. Plus, I really liked my new shaver. I really did. I like my new shaver that I currently have. I don't remember the brand or whatever. But yeah, I kept the beard. I will do that. I'll keep the beard. I just not the mustache nor the side lip or whatever it's called. I'll keep the beard going as much as it can. Not the sideburns. Sorry, no, definitely not the under the under the neck. The under the neck is just feels the most sufferable. It does. Like, yeah, the mustache was the mustache was ticklish, but the sideburn, not the sideburns, the under the neck was the most sufferable thing. I just cannot. I cannot handle it. I can't. Anyway, so I cannot. I am grateful that there are people out there who can handle mustaches, who can handle everything else, but the beard I'm keeping. Okay, this little chin, the hairs on my chin, I'm keeping. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. This part goes. And if I like it, I'll keep it. For December, that is, for the month of December. But eventually it's gonna go. It's gonna go. I just don't like beards. I don't like mustaches or anything like. I do like doing this though. I like rubbing my chin. If there's something fun and playful about it. But it's just whatever. Anyways, so they cannot find Mr. Hyde. The appearance of Mr. Hyde. Not a whisper. Where is he? From the time he had left the house the house in Soho on the morning of the murder, he was simply blotted out, and gradually, as time drew on, Mr. Addison began to recover from the hotness of his alarm. The hotness. And to grow more acquainted with himself. The death of Sir Danvers was, to his way of thinking, more than paid for by the disappearance of Mr. Hyde. Now that evil influence had been withdrawn, a new life began for Dr. Jekyll. He came out of his seclusion, renewed relations with his friends, became once more their familiar guest and entertainer. And whilst he had always been known for charities, he was now no less distinguished for religion. He was busy. He was. I'm scratching because it's now just there. It's now a habit. Oh well. Well, right here it's definitely itchy. It's probably because it's still been shaved and whatnot. And so, anyways. His face seemed to be open and bright, with inward consciousness of service, and for more than 2 months the doctor was at peace. On the 8th of January, Utterson had dined at the doctor's with a small party. Lyon had been there, and the face of the host had been looked from one to the other, as in the old days when the trio were inseparable friends. On the 12th, and again on the 14th, the door was shut against the lawyer. The doctor was confined to the house, said Poole said, and so no one. And on the 15th he tried again, and was again refused. And having now been used for the last 2 months to see his friends almost daily, he found his return of solitude to weigh upon his spirits. The 5th night, 5 nights at Dr. Jekyll's. The 5th night the 5th night he had in guests to dine with him, and the 6th night he betook himself to Dr. Lyon's. There at least he was not denied admittance, but when he came in, he was shocked at the change which had taken place in the doctor's appearance. He had his death warrant written legibly upon his face. This is excellent, and I am excellent, because I am very excellent. Upon his face. Where is it? The rosy man had grown pale. Oh, his flesh had fallen away. He was visibly balder and older, and yet it was not so much these tokens of swift physical decay that arrested the lawyer's notice, as it looked as a look in the eye and quality of manner that seemed to testify to some deep-seated terror of the mind. Oh, someone is here. Okay. It was unlikely that the doctor should fear death. Hello, whoever here. Whomever is here. Or at least it says someone's here. I don't know. It could be lying to me. Hello, whoever is here. Whomever is here. You are welcome to be here. And you are welcome to stay if you must, if you shall, if you want. But only if you dare. Oh yeah, and by the way, I am continuing reading the story. If the thumbnail didn't give it away or whatever, hold on 1 second. I'll take a bite. This nice lasagna, delicious, ever so lasagna. Lasagna. Just not pronounce the law and just say lasagna. Lasagna. I don't know why there's a G there. This is rather short chapter, but it looks good. But we'll continue. Yeah, probably. We'll definitely continue. Deep-seated terror of the mind. It was unlikely the doctor should fear death, and yet that was what Utterson was tempted to suspect. Yes, he thought, he is a doctor. He must know his own state, and that his days are counted, and the knowledge is more than he can bear. And yet, when Utterson remarked on his ill looks, it was with an air of great firmness. The Lamb declared himself a doomed man. I've had a shock, he said, and I will never recover. It is a question of weeks. Well, sorry, Jekyll. No, this is it's a question of weeks. Well, life has been pleasant. Ow. Okay, not yeah. It's definitely the itchy aftershave. Question of weeks. Well, life has been pleasant. No, this is there. Okay. Pleasant. I liked it. Yes, sir. I used to like it. I sometimes think if we knew all, we should be more glad to get away. Jekyll is ill too, observed Mr. Utterson. Have you seen him? Valerian's face changed, and he held up a trembling hand. I wish to see or hear no more of Dr. Jekyll, he said in a loud, unsteady voice. I am quite done with that person. I beg that you will spare me any allusion to whom I regard as dead. Tut-tut, said Mr. Utterson. And then after a considerable pause, can't I do anything? He inquired. My hair, not my hair. Now my normal hair is just bothering my beard. Can't I do anything? He inquired. We are three very old friends, Leah. We shall not live to make others. Oh, we should not live to make others. Nothing can be done, returned Leah. Ask himself, It's been a while since I've done Leon's voice, but I don't remember Dr. Cloud's voice. So I'm using this voice for right now. He will not see me. I am not surprised at that, was the reply. Someday, Miss Addison, after I am dead, you may perhaps come to learn the right and wrong of this. I cannot tell you. In the meantime, if you can sit and talk with me of other things, for God's sake, and stay. For God's sake. Yes, for God's sake. Sorry. For God's sake, stay and do so. But you cannot clear this accursed topic. Then in God's name, go, for I cannot bear it. I'm going to take a bite. Take a bite, take a bite, take a bite, take a bite, take a bite of this ice cream pie. Not really. It's still lasagna. I do not have the powers of teleportation to make this, or transformation, or whatever, to turn this into an ice cream pie. Actually, I don't. No, I haven't. I've had an ice cream cake. They taste terrible. I'm sorry. To all those who care about ice cream cakes, they're terrible. They're not good whatsoever. They're just not good. No, not whatsoever. It's just abysmal. The like cake, and then like ice cream, and then like the icing of the cake. I understand like ice cream and brownie, but don't call it cake. Now, cake flavored ice cream, that's a different story. I don't think I've tried it. Or maybe no, I think I've tried ice cream. This is the older napkin, not the newer napkin. So, whew. Ice cream, the birthday cake ice cream is okay, but like ice cream cake is not. That's just the answer of that. I'm sorry. And to those of you who hate ice cream, birthday cake ice cream, you're probably not wrong to hate it. I can understand why it's not likable, because it's just vanilla but with like sprinkles. Or at least from what I taste. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't think so. Because it's the jungle out there. Anyways, we're going to finish reading this chapter. And we're going to continue reading this chapter. But anyways, yeah. Then in God's name, go, for I cannot bear it. As soon as he got home, Utterson sat down and wrote to Jekyll, complaining his exclusion from the house, and asking of the cause of his unhappy break from Lena. And the next day brought him a long answer, often very pathetically worded, and sometimes darkly mysterious and Tokyo Drift. Sorry. Mysterious and Drift. The quarrel with The quarrel with Leon was incurable. Incurable. Or was it incurable or uncurable? Whatever. And now in the previous live stream, I did like a lot of like, what is it? But I do not blame our old friend Jekyll, but I share his view that we must never meet. I mean, from henceforth, to lead a life of extreme seclusion. You must not be surprised, nor must you doubt my friendship. If my door is often shut, even to you. Actually, yeah, okay, that's a weird way to end this sentence. But it is said it's poorly worded, so yeah. You must suffer to go to my own dark way. I have brought on myself a punishment and a danger that I cannot name. If I am the chief of sinners, I am the chief of sufferers also. I could not think that this earth contained a place for sufferings and terrors so unmany. And you can do but one thing, Utterson, to lighten this destiny, and that is to respect my silence. Utterson was amazed. As Utterson was amazed, the dark influence of Hyde had been withdrawn. The doctor had returned to his old task and amities. A week ago, the prospect had smiled with every promise of a cheerful and an honored age. Now, in a moment, friendship and peace of mind, the whole tenure of his life, were wrecked. So great and unprepared a change pointed to madness. But in the view of Leon's manner and words, there must lie for some deeper ground. A week afterwards, Dr. Leon took to his bed, and in something less than fortnight, he was dead. Oh no! He's dead. Dr. Leon's dead. The night after the funeral, at which he had been sadly affected, Utterson locked the door of his business room and, sitting there by the light of I keep forgetting the word a of a melancholy candle. I can pronounce melancholy. It's just, yeah. Drew out, and before him an envelope addressed by the hand and sealed with the seal of his dead friend. Private. For the hands of J.G. Utterson alone. Bold with letters. Alone. And in case his proceeds to be destroyed and unread. So it was empathetically superscribed, and the lawyer dreaded to behold the contents. I have buried one friend today, he thought. What if this should cost me another? And then he condemned the fear as a disloyalty and broke the seal. Within there was another enclosure, likewise sealed, and a mark upon the cover as not to be opened until the death or disappearance of Dr. Henry Jekyll. I don't know why I did it like that. The death or disappearance of Dr. Henry Jekyll. Utterson could not trust his eyes. Yes, it was disappearance. Technically it was. Here again, as in the as in the mad will which he had long ago restored to its author. Here again were the idea of disappearance in the name of the disappearance in the name of Henry Jekyll bracketed. But in the will that idea had sprung from the sinister of the man Hyde. It was set there with a purpose all too plain and horrible. Written by the hand of Lang. What should it mean? A great curiosity came on the trustee to disregard the prohibition and dive it at once to the bottom of these mysteries. But the professional honor and faith of his dead friend was stringent obligations, and the packet slipped into the inmost corner of his private safe. It is one thing to mortify curiosity, another to conquer it, and it may be doubted if, from that day forth, Utterson desired the society of his surviving friend with the same eagerness. He had thought of him kindly, but his thoughts were disquieted and fearful. He went to call indeed, but he was perhaps relieved to be denied admittance. Perhaps, in his heart, he preferred to speak with Poole upon the doorstep, and surrounded by the air and sounds of the open city, rather than to be admitted into the house of voluntary bondage, and to sit and speak with its insecurable recluse. Poole had, indeed, no very pleasant news to communicate. The doctor, it appeared, now more than ever confined himself to the cabinet over the laboratory, where he would sometimes even sleep. He was out of spirits. He had grown very silent. He did not read. It seemed as if he should definitely read, because this is RavenWood Reads. RavenWood will read. I will read. Tonight we will read. Sorry. Anyways, he did not read. It seemed as if he had something on his mind. Utterson became so used to the unvarying character of these reports that he fell off little by little in the frequency of his visits. The next chapter, Incident at the Window. And since we've only been 30 minutes long, I'll read the next chapter. But, real quick. Comment down below your favorite. If you like Italian food or American Italian food or whatever. Reply with your favorite type of pasta or Italian food or whatever. Right now, it currently is just lasagna. I need to go to Italy one of these days, or somehow order food from Italy or something of the sort. There has to be a way. I need to have actual Italian food. Whether it be Olive Garden or be damned. Olive Garden Italian food. Haha. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Mr. Lamb died. Oh, what terrible news. Now to continue reading this. Oh, yes. It'd be such a plot twist. Huh. Actually, no. Whatever. Okay. The incident at the window. Let's see. Oh! This is just one. This chapter right here is just one page. Oh no! How much is long is this chapter? Oh well, let me just read. Wait. The incident at the window. There's one page. It changed on Sunday when Mr. Utterson was on his usual walk with Mr. Enfield, that the way lay once again through the by-street, and that when they came in front of the door, both stopped to gaze on it. Okay, now we're dealing with Mr. Enfield. Okay. Let me give him a different accent or something, huh? Mr. Enfield. Let me see here. Lasagna wise. Lasagna, help me out here with the accent I need for Enfield. Is Mr. Enfield the police officer or is he someone else? I'll give him whatever I'm at. It doesn't matter. I can't. I think I gave Mr. Enfield a voice before. Let's give him this voice. I've got one. Coca-Cola helped me out and it said, well, said Mr. Enfield, that story's at an end at least. We shall never see more of Mr. Hyde. That's not. That's not. Well, okay, this is what I've got. Here we go. Here, this has it in field. Well, that story's on an end at least. We shall never see more of Mr. Hyde. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not, said Mr. Addison. Did I ever tell you that I once saw him and shared your feeling of repulsion? It was impossible to do one without the other, returned Mr. Enfield. And by the way, what... Yuck! Sorry. And by the way, what an ass you must have thought me not to know that this was a back way to Dr. Jekyll's. It was partly your own fault I found it, even when I did. So you found it, did you, Mr. Addison? Said Mr. Addison. But if that be so, we might step into the court and take a look at the windows. To tell you the truth, I am uneasy about poor Jekyll. Even outside, I feel as if the presence of a friend might do him good. The court was very cool and damp, a full premature twilight, although the sky, high up overhead, was still bright with sunset. The middle of the one three the middle one of the excuse me the middle one of the three windows was halfway open, and the sitting close beside it, taking the air with infinite sadness of mind, like some disconsolate prisoner. Mr. Utterson saw Dr. Jekyll. Dr. Jekyll, he cried, I trust you are better. I am very low, Mr. Utterson, replied the doctor dearly. Very low. It will it will not last long. Thank God. You stay too much indoors, said the lawyer. You should be out, whipping up like the circulation, like Mr. Enfield and me. This is my cousin. This is my cousin, Mr. Enfield, Dr. Jekyll. Come now. Oh, no, sorry, in parentheses. Come now. Get your hat and take a quick turn with us. You are very good, sighed the other. I should like to see very much. I should like to. I should like to very much. But no. It is impossible. I dare not. But indeed, Mr. Utterson, I am very glad to see you. This is very. this is really a great pleasure. I would ask you and Mr. Enfield up, but the place is really not fit. Why then, said the lawyer, good naturally. The best thing we can do is to stay down here and speak with you from where we are. That is just what I was about to venture to propose, returned the doctor with a smile. But the words were hardly uttered before the smile was struck out of his face and succeeded with the expression of such abject terror and despair, as he froze the very blood of the two gentlemen below. They saw it but for a glimpse, for the window was instantly thrust down. I guess he was like bipolar or something. She's like, yes. It's just yes. But that we're doing excellent, right? Let me check. Yeah, we're doing an excellent one view from one person. They were like, nah, it's RavenWood. Might as well just close. Alright. But that glimpse had been sufficient, and they turned and left the court without a word. In silence, too, they traversed the by-street. It was not until they had come into a neighboring thoroughfare, where even upon a Sunday there were still some stirrings of life, that Mr. Utterson at last turned and looked at his companion. They were both pale, and there was an answering horror in their eyes. God forgive us, said Mr. Utterson. But Mr. Enfield only nodded his head very seriously and walked on once more in silence. So basically, they were startled by him outbursting like that, closing the window like that. I guess. or or if you want to take the sense literally, he just tossed the entire window frame down at the. Hmm. 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 I'm trying to imagine what how like a Dead by Daylight gang would be of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like he switches personalities and everything. If Dr. Jekyll gets you, like he'll sit down and drink some tea. Would you like some tea? Would you like some tea? But if Mr. Hyde gets it, yeah, Dad. Mm. The last night. The last night. Okay, let's see how long this is. Oh, this is rather lengthy. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna read this at a different time. I could probably try, but I could try reading a bit fast, maybe. We're gonna see how many more how many more. Last night, Doctor. Okay, so yeah, it's the last three chapters. The last night, Dr. Lannion's narrative, Henry Jenkins' full statement of the case, and now that'll be it. So the last night will be the final. Will not be the final chapter. 3 more chapters to go, but I'm going to have to end it here, folks. But before we do, I guess we could do like a little more chatting. I know I couldn't read or finish reading before Halloween, but this is also a nice November story. Later in November, I'll probably finish reading Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But yeah. My Halloween was good. Nothing bad or about it or whatever. But it was good. It was nice and decent. Unfortunately, the whole entire month of October, the only place I could go for entertainment was going watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I think it's now. I think now is a good time to kind of talk about it, but not. I won't go into spoilers. I think I've talked about it in the previous stream. But one second. Excuse me. Let me see. They took the Five Nights at Freddy's seriously, so the characters did go to 5 different nights at Freddy's. I think there was a 6th and 7th night. I don't know. I'll definitely have to rewatch the film again for how many nights the character go there to spend thus 5 nights at Freddy's. The main characters. And the main characters, not the side characters or anything like that. But other than that, I didn't say Corey's cameo. I probably said this before, but Corey's cameo was much better than Matt Vance. And that was slight spoilers. There's some slight spoilers, but by this time, everyone should know that Corey Kenshin was in the FNAF movie. For some reason, I haven't seen any recent YouTube videos from the poor guy. Such a great person, too. Great content, too. I would need to see if there's any stuff that he's been making recently. I don't know. Probably has. But, I'll probably discuss more about the FNAF movie in full detail with spoilers and whatnot. I also like that he had 2 scenes dedicated to his cameo. There was definitely going to be a scene with Markiplier being killed. Minor spoiler. Yes, he said and y'all should know this, but yes, he said he wanted to be in the movie. They even made a scene where he was going to be in the movie or whatnot, but they did film him. There's a difference of making and writing a scene for him to be in the movie versus filming him in the movie, like and going through the multiple takes and whatnot that they needed to do. I would say now that the lasagna's on, I can use this as more than just a napkin. For a minute, I do want to talk about the movie, but for some reason I want to talk about like cameos. So I'm technically not spoiling anything for you, but technically this is technically spoilers. I won't say which scene it was supposed to be, but I'm glad that he didn't make a cameo of him dying. I actually would like it if the cameos were of the people. I actually like it if they were to have the cameos of the popular YouTubers, right? But not them. Unless that's the thing that Markiplier likes, is that he's dying, right? He just died, and that's also another thing that Scott Cawthon likes is he just dies. Skill issue, and don't get me wrong, I like the more entertaining bits that Markiplier has is dying to the animatronics. And he is, after all, the king of Five Nights at Freddy's. But that's another thing, though. You don't kill off the king of Five Nights at Freddy's in a movie. Not yet, at least. I do hope that in FNAF 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I do definitely hope that in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, that they bring back the other cameos. I hope they bring him back. As much as I don't like Matt Pat, and as much as like I kind of like I kind of like him. I kind of don't like him. My nose is just cold or whatever. I don't. I like Matt Pat, but I think his theories are close. Like they're close, but they're not. I feel like he's close to the theory, or to the to solving like FNAF, and I do like. I'm not saying that I've solved FNAF, but I feel like his theories need a little more time and care and time, more thought and more clue hunting and whatnot. Again, I don't think the time travel theory is an actual thing, but oh well, because there are obvious conclusions to that, anyways. And I don't think the yellow rabbit was real in this world at all. I think it was just more like some sort of hallucination or whatever. Anyways, but that's just a theory. Anyways, that's just like a side thought. Yeah, he said the cringy line, his go-to line, which is funny. In his video, Matt Pat did say like he didn't want to say anything cringe or whatever, but then Scott comes is like, okay, say the line, say the line, say the line, or say give us a food theory or something. I don't know. They didn't give us a game. That would have been better. Give us a game theory instead of a food theory. But then again, he was a diner guy. So I hope he comes back as a diner guy. But the problem is that there's one person who I know would not like him back in the FNAF films. Manga Common, and that's because of like the reasons that I know nothing about, and I can't. And even if I were to talk about it, I'm not the person to talk about the problems between Matt Pat and Manga Common. That's their beef. That's their thing. It's not. I'm not saying I'm leaning towards one or the other, but I'm just saying for someone who's just a viewer, someone who's just an audience, I'm not at any liberty to say. I don't want to cause any drama and say like, oh, I trust my pet more, or oh, I trust my comment more. No, I don't. There's no nothing of that going on. but I do trust, not trust. I do understand my comments, reasons to not like the Matt Pat scene, and I understand it. Like, you have beef with someone, you're not gonna like the cameo of someone, right? Well, not beef, personal experience. If you have personal experience with someone and you're not obligated to like that person, and I can understand it. I don't have any personal experience with Matt Pat, but again, I don't know if I have to watch his Matt Pat video again as to why Matt Pat's not a bad person. Is he? I can't remember. That the past, the past, or whatever. But anyways, all I know is that because of the past between Manga and Matt Pat, I've read on Twitter, apparently there's a lot of people who disagree with that reasoning. I don't understand that. Well, yeah, but what about his cameo? What about his performance? And like, hypothetically, if I had a beef with someone and they were in a movie and I watched it, right? Yes, me personally, I would probably set aside personal beef or whatever, personal, whatever. And I was just like, okay, I don't like this person, but they were a good actor, right? And I can understand it. But if the guy says they don't like this cameo, they don't like the cameo, period. Okay? I don't like the cameo either. Do I think the performance is okay? Yeah, I think Matt Pat has great performance. No, I don't think he was a great voice actor for Computron. He would have been a great voice actor for Preceptor with just his normal voice, not as I speak like a robot Computron. I hated that. I hated that Machinima Transformers series. No, just because of that. No, there's other reasons. There was stiffness. The world felt empty. Yeah, sure. Triptychon destroyed buildings and all the other bad stuff happened. The world felt empty. There were some moments that felt rushed. I do like the idea and the concept of the G1 Fallen. What was his name? Like Megatronus? I do like the idea and the concept of a G1 Meg. A lot of stuff that happened all at once. In that trilogy, then it just felt rushed. Cosmic Starscream felt rushed. Starscream betraying everyone felt rushed. It felt on the nose that he would betray everyone. Rodimus Prime becoming Hot Rod for some reason, and then him becoming Unicronus Prime. Unicronus Prime or something like that. Or Unicron. Evil Hot Rod. I don't know. I don't know. They shoved a whole lot of stuff all at once, and it also just feels empty. Like there's like no normal Cybertron. You would think that there would be a whole lot of normal Cybertronians. Anyways, so that side alone, it's fine. He's okay at voice acting. I just don't think that they had every opportunity to make him the voice for Perceptor. In my opinion, they could have had the voices of Perceptor, but they did. It would have been much. I think it would have been much better to make him that than copy drop. Anyways, back to FNAF. I kind of like his acting. It was decent acting. It's just basically him as a diner. There was no need to get creative with Matt Pat as a diner guy. It fits. It actually fits. Matt Pat being a diner guy, it fits. It just does. Like, Corey being a taxi driver, it fits. Him being jump scared by the was it the CGI character? I can't remember. Was it CGI? I don't know. But yeah, Corey Kenshin being jump scared like that. Also, I really liked his acting. It felt like it actually felt like he was acting. Well, no. It doesn't feel like it was acting. It didn't. It felt natural. Sorry, Matt Pat. To be fair, Matt Pat felt like he was more or less acting, I guess. But I guess he was. His acting was good up until he said the cringy line, and then you can just tell he's Matt Pat. I'm like I kind of wanted to understand, like, oh yeah, I see the cameos, I recognize the cameos, but I don't want to like feel like okay, these are cameos of the YouTubers that I watch. Does that make sense? That should feel like it would make sense. I just hope that like Markiplier's experience would just be much more better when he gets a cameo in FNAF 2. But I hope again, I will say this again. I hope they get more cameos in FNAF 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 cameos. Period. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Anyways, so yeah, I know I could be spending time reading instead of talking about the FNAF movie, but that's all I wanted to talk about, the cameos. I just want to get the cameos out of the way. Once I get this done, I'll go back to this, and then once I get done with To Be Beautiful, I'll go back to The Artificer. I don't have it in this room at the moment. But I like this change of pace. Not this change of pace. This pace that I'm at. I'll probably edit my. I'll probably add more to my like thoughts about the cameos, or repeat my thoughts about the cameos and whatnot. But yeah, so the next chapter would be The Last Night. The Last Night. See you all soon in the next episode. Don't forget to ring the bell for if you want to be notified. Don't forget to subscribe if you like subscribing. Hey, share this video. Definitely do that. If you definitely like to share, and there should just more people read classics. Come on, people, read your classics. They're like vitamins. Vitamin A and vitamin B and C and D and all the other alphabet vitamins. Okay, they help here. They help thinking and whatnot. Especially if you read it out loud, pronounce and enunciate your words. It's practice. It's kind of like practice, like talking to yourself in the mirror, but you're reading someone who wrote. It's good. It's so good. I like the storytelling so far about these old people, not old people, these fairly senior individuals, just like Scooby-Dooing around their friend's place. But anyways, I've got to go. See y'all soon. I think that's all. And don't forget to share, subscribe, like, comment down below. What are your thoughts about the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? And what are your thoughts on the FNAF movie? I'll probably cover more about the FNAF movie in once I get back to this. I know I mostly talked about Matt Patton, and I'm mostly kind of gone on to a tangent from there as well. But yeah, I'm actually excited to finish this story. Yeah, see ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.